Okay, so they asked, when is the next NACCAS workshop? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to be sharing the screen, answering all of these questions that my assistant put down that people have been asking this month. So we're going to go to the NACCAS website, which you all can see. We're going to go up under event/webinars, workshop schedule. All of y'all going to have to attend the workshop. So we're going to scroll down. And it's going to tell you when the next workshop is, the dates. Pre-candidate class is on Saturday. If it's your first workshop and you're not in candidate status, you're going to have to attend Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, all 3 days. If you're already in candidate status, you do not have to attend on Saturday. You only have to attend Sunday and Monday. You definitely want to always do the early bird so you can save money. If you wait, you're going to have to pay more. Now, it'll always have the hotel reservation. You can stay at any hotel. A lot of people like to stay at the hotel where they have the NACCAS event. So these are the different times. You see one in June, you see another one in September, another one in December. They had one in March that's already passed. Usually NACCAS has about 4 workshops per year. And it has the registration, workshop registration. This is the form that's going to come up for new schools. Basically, you all can read through this, fill it out. You're going to have to pay with a cashier's check or money order. And you're going to have to send this in by mail. You see where it says workshop registration fee completed, the payment, money order, certified bank check, cashier's check, okay? And you're going to have to mail it to NACCAS, to accounts receivable. So it's very important that you all follow instructions. You will fill out the application down here at the bottom, this right here, and mail it in. And you'll check which workshop you're going to. So that's the first question that I have on my list to answer. The next question, how can I find out if there's competition in my area to open my school? Good question. To answer your question, if you should open a school in your state, yes or no? Yes, you should. Why? Because there's only about 1,100 and something NACCAS accredited schools in the entire United States. There's over 1 million beauty professionals. It's crowded. Okay, it's always crowded at the bottom. A lot of area and room at the top to become a school owner. Now, how do we find that out? We're going to go here and click on accreditation drop down. Then we're going to click on accredited school search. Once we click on accredited school search, we're going to click on accredited and click search. It is 1,108 NACCAS accredited schools in the entire United States. You see that right here. Now, let's click on candidate. Candidate schools are schools that are trying to get accredited. They're working to get accredited. How many are they right now? As we speak, there's 176 that's trying to get accredited. So now, if we want to know if there's competition in my state, well, I want to know how many NACCAS accredited schools are in my state. Well, I can show you how to do that too. We'll go with Illinois. All right, we're going to go to Illinois, click on that, search. There's only 65 NACCAS accredited schools in the entire state of Illinois. That's like saying there's only 65 shops in the entire state of Illinois. So there's a lot of room for growth. Now, if we had how many shops there were, there's a shop on every corner. So if anybody on this live training right here, if you want me to look up your state, just put it in the chat and we'll look that up right now for you. Falls by V said, look up North Carolina because she's located in North Carolina. Okay, North Carolina. We see there's only 23 NACCAS accredited schools in North Carolina. All right. Now we're going to look at the other states because we've had some people to put in other states. All right, Massachusetts. Let's go here. Click that. How many? There's 15 NACCAS accredited schools in Massachusetts. All right, let's keep going down the list. We see Georgia. Let's click on Georgia. How many we got in Georgia? There's 20 NACCAS accredited schools in Georgia. Somebody put in Iowa. Let's look up Iowa. And I got this screen sharing it with you all so you can actually see there is no competition in opening a school. If you are a beauty professional, your number one goal right now should be opening a school. That's going to create financial freedom and time freedom. There's 14 NACCAS accredited schools in the entire state of Iowa. Scott said South Carolina. Let's look up South Carolina to see how many we got in South Carolina. Okay, South Carolina, there's 21 NACCAS accredited schools in South Carolina. We can look up the candidate right here. There's 5 in South Carolina. And as you can see, these 5, we're working with these. A lot of these are our clients where we've done their paperwork, their ISS, and they're working toward their accreditation. Some of them have already applied for initial accreditation. They're just waiting to be approved. Some of them are still in candidate status. All right, so that's how you can see if there's competition. But there is no competition because there's 1,100 and how many accredited schools in the entire United States as we speak right now? Look, 1,108. So you should be working toward opening a school because number one, there's no competition. Where there's no competition, it is easy to excel. Imagine you're in a race against people that have a cane. Who you think gonna win the race? Well, I believe that if you all were racing people that had a cane or a walker, I believe Hillary would win. Big strategist. China would win and Haman would win. Miss Pickney would win. Claus by Vidal, I believe she would win. Elvis would win. Jamal would win. Miss Happy, Scott, Shelby, Von Thurman would win. Why? Because there's no competition. If you open up a shop, salon, suite, and all that, too much competition. You're going to be fighting over clients and you're going to die behind the chair. I hate to say it, but yeah, you're going to do hair all your life and die behind the chair. But if you open a school, 2.5, 3 years later, you're accredited. Now you're in position to get $20,000 per client, per student. Plus, you're going to get the clinic floor money. All that's going to be your money, China. All that's going to be your money, Miss Happy. Now you have free labor. So I would think about opening a school. Next question that they ask. So we're breaking down these NACCAS accredited school searches by city. Fayetteville, North Carolina, what we got? What we looking at? Look, it ain't nothing but 2. It ain't nothing but 2. Okay, China's on here. She's educated. Let me speak proper English. There are only 2 NACCAS accredited schools in Fayetteville, North Carolina. What does that tell you? There is no competition. Next, Chicago. Let's go to Chicago. We're going to type that in. Chicago, Illinois. There's only 12 NACCAS accredited schools in Chicago, Illinois. And if you look at this, it's not many. So even when you narrow it down by city, it lets you know there's no competition. We'll look up Brooklyn. Brooklyn, New York. My man Lewis asked about that. How many in Brooklyn, New York, y'all? Let's look it up. Let's look it up for Lewis. Lewis, it's only 2. And I know you don't believe me, Lewis, and he's over here on Instagram. But since Lewis is one of my friends, I'm going to take my phone and show him. It's only 2, Lewis, as you can see. All right, now. There are so many schools in Atlanta area, so why are they not accredited? Because they ain't contacted me. That's why they're not accredited, okay? And they won't be accredited unless they contact me. Next step. All right. The next question, we're going down the list. And the reason why they're not going to get accredited unless they go through me, because there's about 400 to 500 documents that you must submit. One document, the ISS, the Institutional Self-Study, is anywhere from 200 to 400 pages long with exhibits, with the bookmarks, the electronic bookmarks that you have to do with Adobe Acrobat. Also, you must have the NACCAS checklist for the enrollment agreement, the school catalog, the refund policy, the satisfactory academic progress policy, the leave of absence policy. They can't do that, okay? All of these schools that you see that are accredited, they have one thing in common. They paid an expert to do their paperwork. All of these NACCAS accredited schools that had heart surgery, they hired a surgeon to do it. The schools that are not accredited, they tried to give themselves heart surgery. You can't do it. They tried to give themselves CPR. You can't do it. Sometimes you just got to hire an expert, okay? Simple as that. Several people asked me the question, should they become accredited or should they not? I can't tell you yes, I can't tell you no. I can only share from my experience. My mentor was doing over $1 million a month. I saw that with my own eyes in a Bank of America bank account. Now, I was accredited for what? From 2001 to, I was accredited for about 17 years, but I had a school for 20 years. The government gave me over $20 million, government money. There's one person that doesn't run out of money. You know, people say the economy is slow, this and that. The government never runs out of money. Imagine if your client, your plug is the government. Your bank is the government. That means they never run out of money. You always gonna have money. No matter what's going on in the world, the economy, the government is always gonna have money. If they run short, they just print some more money. Okay? So once you get accredited, you're connected with the government. There's no money like government money. I'm telling you all. I've never seen anything like it. It's like working for a cocaine kingpin or something. The money just flows freely. They just wire that money to your bank account. So I would encourage you, from my point of view, I would get accredited, get the government funded. You don't have to do the student loans. The Pell Grant is free money that no one has to pay back. And they're going to wire that money to your bank account, Michelle. The money is going to come straight to your bank account. So once you've been open for a year, you want to start your accreditation. Now, they always ask, well, how many students do I got to have to go through accreditation? One. I know you don't believe me. I know it sounds crazy. You only got to have one student. If you can't get one, you don't deserve to be accredited. If you can't get one, then go out and find a homeless person. Find somebody to let them come for free. Okay? Now, what's going to be your next step? You're going to attend the workshop. It's a 3-day workshop, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. They have 4 workshops per year. So you'll fly out there, drive out there, and you're just going to sit in class. You ain't got to take no notes. You ain't got to do nothing. If you're in our program, you don't have to do anything. You can sleep if you want to. You're just going to get your certificate, your piece of paper. That's it. After the 3-day workshop, don't worry about all of that jibber jabber, them words that they putting up on the PowerPoint screen. You're not understanding this. Don't let the 200 to 400 page institutional self-study scare you. Don't let other school owners there that's not in our program scare you. Don't even pay no attention to them. You don't have to have no experience, no skill set, none of that. Once you leave the workshop, you'll get a certificate. Now we can go online and fill out your candidate status application. We're going to fill it out for you. We're going to do your school feasibility study. I know that sounds big and scary. We're going to do it for you. No need. The same thing Ms. Velma did for me, my team is going to do for you. So you don't have to know how to, look, I ain't know how to do nothing. And I'm not ashamed to tell you all, I did not know how, look, when I went to that workshop, I was about 26, 27 years old. Little bitty black dude going there. It's 300 or 400 people that don't look nothing like me with suits on and all of that. It was like, oh, wow. They thought my school owner had sent me there as, no, I'm just a school owner. So you're going to be at the workshop. When you leave, okay, we're going to do your candidate application. We're going to do your school feasibility study. We'll even do your resume and your admin's resume if you don't know how to do one, or we'll send you a copy of a resume. Does that make sense? You're going to have to fill out a certification, sign it, date it, attestation form, sign it, date it. And then we're going to upload all of that and we're going to fill out your application, because some people, no, I'm not going to say some, people that try to fill out that application, most of them make mistakes. 9 times out of 10, NACCAS doesn't approve it. And here they come running and calling us to do it for them. A lot of times it's simple stuff. Sometimes it's big stuff. But we'll correct it, get it done. Once your candidate application, submit it, everything's electronic. You pay for your NACCAS fee, your candidate application. How much is that? $1,485. You have to pay your sustaining fees. That's your membership fees, your yearly membership fees. How much is that? About $1,900 a year, but they are prorated based on the months. All right. So now you pay that fee, boom. Your next step. Now it's time for your institutional self-study, the 200 to 400 page document. A lot of our students, the people in our program, when they go to that NACCAS workshop, a lot of them, we've already done their paperwork. We've already done that 200 to 400 page ISS. We're just waiting for them to get their certificate so we can fill out their candidate application, because we cannot submit the institutional self-study until they have submitted their candidate application and it's been approved and accepted. Once they're in candidate status, they've been approved and accepted by NACCAS, we immediately upload that 200 to 400 page institutional self-study, while all the other school owners have a headache. They're struggling, trying to figure out how to do it, or getting theirs rejected or whatever. All right. Or they've hired another consultant, like a lady had a consultant. She paid her $15,000. Guess what? The consultant didn't know their head from their feet. It was like a crazy person did it. She lost her money. She came to me. She was skeptical. Hey, just Google YouTube, do your homework. After you do your homework, call me back. There is no convincing with me. Either you're going to do it or you're going to fail. Okay? Well, if you're looking for business, we're not looking for business. I've been doing this 26 years. My mentor did it for 50 years. So I have an advantage. Yes, I do. I know I have an unfair advantage because I had Miss Velma for 20 years. Yes, I know that. And everything that's on the internet, some things I'm not putting on the internet. It's just in my head. Because when we partnered 12 years ago, she opened up the floodgates. So when you're with us, yeah, we're going to get you through that. We're going to take care of you. We're going to get it done. I can promise you that. I can promise you and guarantee you we will get it done. Now, if they come to your school and you done did something stupid and you're not keeping up with stuff, that's on you. But as far as your institutional self-study, your candidate application, all this stuff we fill out and submit, it will be approved by NACCAS. I can promise you and assure you and guarantee you. Now, next step, once we submit the institutional self-study, guess what's next? Now you can request your first visit from NACCAS, your candidate visit. Now, the candidate application is $2,425 right now, okay? It's one page. Submit that. Pay the fee. Boom. Now, NACCAS will put you on their list to come visit. It'll be 2 team members. It'll be a friendly visit. They're just going to come and tell you, fix this, fix that. You know, they're not going to write you up or do any of that. They'll just tell you what you need to tighten up on. At that point, we will revise your institutional self-study, the ISS submitted to NACCAS. Then you must submit the 10-page application for initial accreditation. We will help you with that. We will assist you with that. If you're in our program, we'll fill it out for you if you want us to, or we'll just give you a copy of an example of one already done so you can easily cut and paste and know how to fill it out. All right, then that's submitted. You will have to have your audited financials by Nathan Ferguson, or you can choose your own CPA. I recommend Nathan Ferguson because he's vetted. He's proven. He has results. He used to work at the U.S. Department of Education for 10 years, then he retired and went into private practice. So I recommend him, all right? I will give you his information. If you need it, reach out to me. Matter of fact, I know a lot of y'all probably got some questions that you all don't want to ask, and you want to ask them privately. So I will put my number up here. Shoot me a text, and after this training, what I'll do, I will call you back. So I just put the number up here, because sometimes y'all don't want to ask questions in front of everybody. And I'll call you back and see where you're at. 615-496-3977. Yes, I am a real person, and I'll call you back. I will. And you're going to know it's me, because you're going to hear this crazy light voice. We'll keep going. Now, once you submit, your CPA submits the audited financials, we submit the 10-page application along with the revised ISS. You pay your $5,700. Boom. Now NACCAS will come with the 14 members for your final visit. We have video trainings of what they're going to be looking for. I've done a bunch of them. We have the checklist of what they're going to be asking for. So it will not be any surprises. After that, they come. If you have anything out of place, guess what? You can easily pick up the phone, call, and guess what? We'll help you. We will help you. I'll give you an example. Just 2 weeks ago, one of our students had her final visit. I'll tell you her name, Tracy Williams, Executive Barber College, because she's already told you all. And the video is already on YouTube where I interviewed her. So I am not telling you something that she has not told you all. Had a couple of things out of place she needed to tighten up on. She texts me, because when you all have y'all final visit, I tell you, y'all text me. I got you. Y'all text me, I tell the team member, look, they need this, they need that, this their final visit, take care of it. We took care of Tracy. We corrected things that were out of place. Zero limitations. Zero limitations. Okay? Now, we'll keep going. After that, it will go to the commission within about maybe 45 days or whenever the next commission meeting is. Should be accredited. It's time to go to the U.S. Department of Education, deal with them to get set up for your Title IV funding, your financial aid. Now, I just went over the full accreditation process in a summary. I just told you I have a photographic memory. So I don't. I've just been doing this 26 years. So next, what I'm going to do is show you what I just told you, because there are going to be a lot of people out there that try to discredit what I'm sharing with you and what I'm telling you. That's why I show you. So no one can discredit it. If you see it with your own eyes, no one can discredit it. Now, I know a lot of you all are saying, wow, that's a lot of money. He just added up about $11,000, $12,000. Yes. And then the auditor, he's going to charge you maybe $4,000 or $5,000. Ooh, that's a whole lot of money. But what you have to think about, how many people are calling your school each week asking you, do you have financial aid? If your tuition's $10,000 and you got 2 people calling every week, at least 2, do you have financial aid? And you're saying no. 2 times 10,000 is what? 20,000 that you're losing every week. 4 weeks in a month, you're losing about 80,000 a month. So is it worth you to invest that little bit amount of money? I spoke with a lady a couple of weeks ago. Guess what? I've been watching you, Chin, for 5 years now. You've been watching me for 5 years. Your school been open 5 years, and you've been watching me. Watching me. Look, if y'all watch me, what are y'all watching? All you watching is a big head, a person with overactive sebaceous glands with oil or whatever. That's all you watching. It's not going to do you no good to watch me. You can watch me eat all day long. You're not going to get full. I can watch somebody lift weights and do push-ups and six-pack. I'm not going to get a six-pack. You're going to have to take action. So now, she should have been accredited 2 or 3 years ago. Every year that a school is not accredited, statistics say they're losing about $1 million a year. You do the math. If you take your tuition up to $20,000, you only need 50 clients. Numbers don't lie. In every language, the same thing is numbers. 20,000 per student times 50 students, that's $1 million. There is no way around that. When your light bill, water bill come, that number is not lying. Your cell phone bill every month, that number is there. So I encourage you, invest in yourself. You ain't investing in my program because you invested in the program, excuse my language, China, ain't gonna change my life. It ain't gonna do nothing for me. The only thing that it's gonna do for me is make me feel good when you get accredited. So I can put you on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, so other people can see you. So when they say, well, wow, she opened that school. How did Tadisha got that school open? China got her school open. Hillary got her school, biz strategist. Picnic she got her school open. Claus by V, her school, she's accredited now, getting government funding. Michelle Barnes from out of South Carolina, she been doing it over 30-something years. Girl, you know she got that school open in spite of her mom passing. Think about that. In spite of her mom passing, and you stay on our prayer list, Michelle. She opened up that school. Congratulations. Miss Happy, think about it. Mr. Teddy-O, think about it. Scott, think about it. Von Thurman. All right, so you can do this. Now, the next thing, I got to show y'all what I just told you. Because I'm going to put this on YouTube, and somebody on YouTube is going to see this. So let's talk about what I just showed you. Here it is, steps to accreditation. Candidate school steps to accreditation. Everything I told you, I'm going to show you. I'm going to make it larger. Give me a little time. Give me a little time. I will make it larger. Let's zoom in. Okay. Now, you all can see this. So let's scroll down here. We're talking about getting accredited. I told you all you only needed one student, at least one. If you look at the cursor, what does it say? One student that went through the training. That's it, just one. All right. After you've been over within a year, you can start accreditation. You can start on the process. Go to the workshop, and then you can submit your application after the workshop, as long as you've been open 12 months. And as long as the workshop certificate is from 1 to 6 months old, okay? Or from 0 to 6 months old. It can't be over 6 months old, a workshop certificate. Here's the 3-day workshop that I told y'all about. After you attend a 3-day workshop, what did I tell you? Fill out the candidate status application. That's why I told you with the feasibility study, the resume, all of that stuff has to go with it. Now, they're not telling you that on here, but once you get in the back portal, you will. Once you submit your candidate application, look, what happens? NACCAS will review it. Once they approve it, we move to the next step. If you try to do it yourself and they don't approve it, that's when you're going to be contacting me for real. Next step, going down here, time to submit the ISS. You remember, once you get approved through candidate status, now it's time for that 200 to 400 page institutional self-study. We've talked about that. I've even done a full video training on that. And I'll give you all access to our free online community. We got an online community where it's free, but we have a paid community too, where our starter program, Bronze and Gold, where we actually interact and you get help. And you get the documents to copy and paste. Next step, candidate consultation visit. I told you all about that. We already covered that. After the candidate consultation visit, go on down the 10-page initial accreditation application. And you got to resubmit the institutional self-study, those audited financial statements. That's something that your CPA would do, or you can hire Nathan. If you need Nathan's contact, I'll give you his contact. Okay? Now we got to prepare for that final visit. Remember, I told you about that final visit? Got to prepare for that. We tell you everything, what they're going to be looking for. We give you the cheat code, the checklist, and all of that. So you don't have to be scared. You don't have to be nervous. And if you're in our program, even if it's something out of place, we'll help you. We got your back. Now, after that, your visit, it goes to the commission. Boom. They grant you your accreditation. Now, that's everything. Facts and fees. I told you all about the fees. Schedule of the fees. I went over those. I told you off the top of my head. But you can click on them and go down the list and look at them too. Every year when you get in candidate status, you will have to do this annual report. I made you all a free video on how to do the annual report. I put that video on YouTube for free. Yes, and then if you still don't know how to do it or don't feel like doing it, reach out to the team. Our staff will gladly do it for you. So I answered that question on accreditation. Okay, the question was, they asked about all the NACCAS applications. So basically, if you're on the NACCAS website, go over to all the applications and forms, click on all applications and forms. What you're going to do, here are all the applications and forms. Right here, look, feasibility study for new campuses. And I'll share something with you about NACCAS. They had this stuff on here, but it's not telling you nothing. Look at this. Feasibility study. Talked to a guy last week. He talking about, well, I'm gonna do my own feasibility study. It's on the NACCAS website. It is, but you ain't gonna learn nothing. You're not gonna learn anything. This school feasibility study, these 3 pages, what they telling you, they're not showing you. They're not breaking it down, so you will not know how to do this school feasibility study. I don't care if it says go to this website and all that. You're gonna be twisted up. You're not gonna know what the heck you're doing. So that's the thing about NACCAS. You're gonna be twisted up. That's why they have people like us. Now, we talked about steps to becoming accredited. We can look at some of these applications. Application for additional branch location. This is something good. Right here. Once your school has been open 2 years and it's accredited, I want y'all to listen to me and listen closely. I'm going to share with you how I was able to make millions of dollars from this one move that Ms. Velvet told me to do. Once your school has been NACCAS accredited for 2 years, not open for 2 years, once it's been accredited for 2 years, guess what? You can open up branch locations. Once the mama has been open, accredited for 2 years, once the mama school has been accredited for 2 years, you can open up baby schools, branch schools, east side, west, north, south. Does that make sense? And it'll get accredited and get this financial aid in about 6 months. You don't have to wait all them years. I repeat that. If you didn't get that, rewind the video. I'm going to repeat it again. Once your school has been accredited for 2 years, now you can open up branch schools up under it. And they can get accredited within 6 months and get the financial aid. You don't have to wait. Does that make sense? Here's the application for that. So you all can go over that. And it'll ask you questions. It has to be up under the same ownership. Okay. Is the additional location open and operating and training students? Yes. Has the main campus been accredited for a minimum of 2 years? Yes. Have I downloaded the feasibility study form for the new campus and considered all information? Yes. If you answer to any of these questions is no, do not proceed, but we've answered yes. So there are a lot of applications on here that you want to do. And the branch campus, China, it don't have to be the same name. I had different names of my schools because everybody in my city didn't like me. When you become the eagle, when you become king of the jungle, there are going to be people that don't like you, that are jealous of you. I had schools with a different name. They didn't even know I owned them. I never even went to them schools. Okay? There is racism out there. Heck, I had a school where I had a Caucasian director and there was a bunch of Caucasian employees. I'm in Nashville, Tennessee, baby. Money's green. But a lot of times they see a person that look like me that's owning them, the head honcho, the big dog, they don't want to support it. So you learn stuff. Miss Velma told me that too. She said, well, Chin, if you get that school over there, this is what you're going to have to do. And I could have said, oh, I ain't doing it. No, I did it. Made millions of dollars from that school. So it can be a different name. Yes, it can, but it has to be up under the same ownership. All right, so there are a lot of applications, and as you can see, I'm not going to go over all of them because we got about 5 minutes left. And you can click on all these. If you're going to add a program, see, when you're going through your accreditation, you can add another program, even if you have not had any students to enroll in that program. Say you're a barber school and you want to add Cosmodale's aesthetics. Well, as long as you get it approved with your local state board first and have that documentation, you can add a program. You can add that program going through your accreditation. Okay. Let's see. So we'll